We don't say that Islam is here to live, to coexist with lots of different religions and to be friends. This religion has been sent to dominate, to wipe out every other religion.
A man in the United Kingdom has gone viral after saying that Islam is here to dominate, not coexist. He went further saying the religion is meant to wipe out every other religion and that if fighting is necessary to achieve this, it is justified under the concept of jihad. These words have shocked many, sparking outrage online. People immediately called him extreme, saying this does not represent the beliefs of the majority of Muslims. But the statement itself is powerful, and that is why it is grabbing attention. It forces us to ask difficult questions. Can such interpretations exist within the religion? And if so, how does that align with the way millions of Muslims live today? While most Muslims practice peace and coexistence, history and certain interpretations show that Islam, like many religions, has passages about asserting its influence. The tension lies between what is written in some texts, how extremists interpret them, and the daily reality of Muslim communities. This is not about labeling the religion, it is about examining the claim. What he said is shocking, but it touches on debates that have existed for centuries. Understanding that complexity is the first step before deciding if this is truth, exaggeration, or a dangerous interpretation. To understand the statement, it helps to look at history and what some Islamic texts actually say. The idea of spreading Islam is not new. From the time of Prophet Muhammad, there were periods when Muslims expanded their territory through conquest. This is part of history. Like many religions have similar stories. Christian empires, for example, also expanded their influence through force. Then there is the concept of jihad. Many people think it only means fighting, but in Islamic teaching, jihad has multiple meanings. The primary meaning is spiritual, struggle to live a good moral life. The part about physical struggle or fighting has rules and context, mostly about defense or protecting the community. However, some strict interpretations emphasize spreading the religion by force, and that is what extremists often refer to. So, when the man says Islam is here to dominate, his words echo some interpretations that exist, even if they are not widely practiced or accepted. That is why his statement is both shocking and controversial. It touches on something that can be traced in text and history, but it does not reflect the lived reality of most Muslims today. The key is understanding this tension. Text versus interpretation versus practice. Extremists take certain parts, emphasize them, and make it sound absolute, while the majority focus on coexistence, tolerance, and peace. While the statement from the UK man is extreme, the reality for millions of Muslims today looks very different. Across the world, Muslims live peacefully alongside people of other religions. In Europe, Africa, Asia, and even in countries where they are a minority, Muslims attend schools, work in mixed communities, and build relationships with people of different faiths every day. Religious leaders and scholars repeatedly emphasize coexistence and tolerance. Many quote the Quranic verse that says there is no compulsion in religion, meaning people cannot be forced to convert. Interfaith dialogues, charitable work, and community cooperation are part of everyday Muslim life, showing that domination is not just the focus for the vast majority. Yet, the man's words create a strong reaction because they touch on a fear that some already hold, that Islam or any religion could be used as a tool for control. Social media amplifies this fear, making one extreme voice seem louder than it actually is. So, the tension is real. One person's words can spark outrage, but the broader reality shows peaceful coexistence is often the norm. The challenge is separating the loud and extreme voices from the everyday lived experiences of millions. So now, we come to the difficult part. The man in the video said Islam is here to dominate, not coexist. On one hand, history and certain interpretations show that there are passages and periods that will support that claim. On the other hand, the lived realities of millions of Muslims today is very different. They focus on peace, coexistence, and community. The question is not just whether he's right or wrong. It is about interpretation, context, and how much weight we give to one person's voice. As emphasized earlier, extremists often take parts of text and then amplify them to create fear. The majority focus on tolerance, dialogue, and coexistence. And that brings us to you. When you hear statements like this, what do you believe? Do you think this reflects a hidden truth in the religion, or is it just a dangerous interpretation applied by one voice? Could the same thing happen anywhere else, like in Nigeria? And how would people react? The truth is complicated. The words of extremists exist, history exists, as well as text, but so does peaceful practice. The tension between them is real, and deciding where you stand is not simple. So I leave you with this to reflect. Does this statement reveal something true about the Islamic religion, or is it just fear dressed as uncertainty?